Good afternoon, Colorado. Welcome to our Friday edition of Local Biz Buzz. I'm your host, Larry Hers, and all the way, this could be the furthest anybody's ever come for this show, from Cedar Ridge, Colorado, I have Carrie with Snow Cap Cider. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me, Larry.
Thanks for making the drive. I know you drove like, 4 or 5 hours just to see me?
Yeah, about 4.5 from the Western Slope, yeah.
Well, give me a little history of you and your cider company.
Well, we are a 110-year-old family fruit growing company. We have been growing apples for, like I said, over a century, 5 generations. And I just get the lucky job of making cider out of what's left and growing really special French and English cider apples.
So most people don't know much about ciders, and we spent some time talking beforehand. It's like the highest elevation, right?
Yes. So what really makes what I do really special and really drives me, passionately to make cider is because of the elevation that my family grows the fruit. And we grow between 6,000 and 7,000 feet. So that high elevation terroir really brings in some very hyper expressive flavors in fruit.
That they can't get in France, right?
Well, no, they would be at sea level, so
Yeah.
they do. So when we're speaking about particular apple varietals being more like wine grapes, these apple varietals, French and English cider apples, are more akin to like what wine grapes are to wine. They are that to cider. So when you grow them at a very high elevation, that really enhances that fruit flavor. It brings in a very high sugar profile. So those apples come in at 25 or so bricks of sugar, meaning
As opposed
more
to-
flavor.
As the one at sea level would have what?
It depends on where it is and who's growing it and what's going on. Very low, 2-digit numbers.
Okay.
So like 10, 12, maybe 15.
Okay. When did you guys start making cider?
About 2010, we were actually making wine at the time, just as a hobby.
Okay.
Our main business is fruit growing, packing fruit, supplying grocery, and those are actually culinary varietals that we sell to grocery. And we did wine kind of for just a fun hobby, and we've been making wine for, 15, 20 years, and aging wine. And, it became apparent my husband was much too busy as a grower and a fruit packing company to really venture off into cider, but I really knew what we could do because of our fruit. And so I started experimenting and wanting to make cider, and that passion just kind of has led me down the road to, a full line of cans now, a full line of reserve bottles, and some specialty products as well.
I think it's time we start drinking. Are you okay with that?
5 o'clock somewhere.
All right, let's start with this one. What is this one?
So this is Blanc Mollet. Blanc Mollet was a best-in-class specialty cider this year. And Blanc Mollet is a little French apple I grow in Cedar Ridge at 6,000 feet. And she's just lovely. I call her my little French lady. And we age her 2 years. It's a single varietal. This means apples, yeast, thyme. So we age her 2 years, and then I put her in pear brandy barrels, and then age another 6 months.
Amazing.
So this would be a true Colorado French cider. Try that.
I'll show this bottle on a close-up for everybody for a second. Cheers. Pleasure to meet you.
Cheers. Thank
Thanks
you so
for
much.
getting me drunk today. Yeah, that's not your average. That's not what I was expecting at all.
No.
That's
So-
like a fine wine.
Yeah. Many people think of cider as, just a fruity flavored beverage, whereas I'm able to kind of go above and beyond. Everything in our ciders is grown from our own farms, direct snow melt water from the Grand Mesa, meaning the water has no stops. So,
Okay.
isn't
What
that
about this
great?
one?
Did you have a spitter or drink it all?
Spitter.
What's that?
This is my job. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing here.
Harrison. This is a modern, it's a heritage cider. This apple was originated in President Harrison's orchard pre-Prohibition. Cider is a historical beverage from France and England. And, pre-Prohibition, we actually had cider as well. But we didn't end up with a lot of cider-specific apples. They were all kind of taken out and And as it transitioned, you couldn't make cider or sell it anymore through Prohibition. We lost a lot of them. This is another single varietal, best in class,
Don't mind if I do.
sparkling cider. Harrison's one of my favorite things. So this is more of an American cider apple. It's just been lost.
That is delightfully refreshing. Love the little effervescence.
More like wine.
Yeah, it's not, I don't want to name other people's ciders,
Yeah,
but
you can really feel the complexity and the different notes and mouthfeel.
yeah. Okay, and then now we have all these cans, right?
So we have a big can line, and you know, we're peach growers, so we make a Colorado peach cider. This cider in particular, this was the #1 heritage sweet cider against the US, France, and England this year at Glencap International in a can. This is a blend of French and English cider apples. So English and French bitter sharp and bitter sweets blended together. And I'm able to produce this and supply it statewide in a can. This is a really big thing to have in a can. A big bold cider. Love for you to try it if you're willing.
Twist my
You're
arm.
like, okay. But this is considered a heritage sweet cider, not from the sugaring, but the actual apple varietals that are in it. There's Gold Rush.
I don't usually eat or drink on the show, but it's Friday, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Cheers.
Keep drinking.
Well, there's lots here.
So you grow peaches, grapes, apples,
Pears.
pears.
So we have a pure pear cider in our, it's called winter pear. They're late season pears that we bring into our coolers and we let them mature for 11 weeks before we macerate them. Absolutely stunning cider. We also have a pear cider in a can. It's called Jalapeno.
Oh, that's cute.
It's just a little bit of jalapenos. We hand de-seed. We hand process everything that we do. For example, one of the things that makes me a lot different, and it's very labor intensive, but of course my husband kind of questions sometimes what I'm doing, but we hand zest about 600 pounds of lemons for a batch of this cider.
That
And
sounds like a
I don't use
nightmare.
the juice, I use the lemon zest. And so this is, 45 pounds or more of fresh Palisade lavender. I use all natural ingredients, hand process everything if I flavor a cider. It's very important to me with our heritage and what we do to come across for Colorado, winning these awards and just giving the purest version of cider that Colorado can actually make. And, being the person with the most apples and able to do that and as a state cidery, I just feel it's a real responsibility from over a century of fruit growing in my family to really present the very best, cleanest products that we can make. So
I'm buying it. Now everybody wants to know where they can buy it. Where can they find your ciders?
So we are distributed statewide, and in Idaho and in Utah, and you can buy online on our website.
What's the website?
Snowcapcider.com.
And can you ship out of state?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, we do. We do ship to over 30 states online.
Okay.
So you can do that, and we have a new cider club for our bottle products opening up the end of the summer this year, which you'll get some really fun small batch things and just really unique, fun stuff.
And can they get this?
Oh yeah,
Everything.
yeah.
Everything they see today, they can
Things
get?
like this are richer, smaller. This is my rosé cider. This is a Pinova apple aged 2 years. Then we age it on our own Melbach wineskins with elderberries, and it's a sparkling rosé cider. So there's just lots of really fun.
Everybody's like, open that
really
one.
fun things.
Next.
It's not cold, but let's keep
We
going.
don't care.
So yeah, it's just really fun, and I'm very proud of what
All
we've
right,
been able to do.
What should be my next one to try?
How about lavender lemonade?
That's what
Sure.
I was thinking.
Okay, really refreshing, fun for summer. I actually have one more can that's not here, plum and lemongrass, which was also a really big
Smells
winner
Awesome.
this year.
Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it means a lot. It's a long way to come to do my silly old show.
I can leave all that too. You guys can just keep.
Okay. I don't have a lot of work to do the rest of the day.
Sure.
Everybody have a great weekend. We'll be back at this again next week. Let's drink.
Thank you.
Cheers. I'm telling you guys.